Hey, hello wonderful pinball people. This is yours truly again at the Lone Star Arcade, and today I'm going to be talking about this guy right over here, the 1966 Williams Hotline. And basically I decided to do a 4-part series on the restoration of this guy. I decided I'm going to do a semi-restoration, meaning I'm not going to be having the cabinet painted and probably not going to be getting the back glass replaced anytime soon because it is in good shape with the exception of the crack, but we'll get more into that as the video progresses. So this is part 1, and we'll just start by going around and showing you what I've done so far, and you can compare this video with, say, the last video of how it looked and how it is now. So let's get on it. Alright, let's start off with the coin door in the front here. So I have basically torn this down all the way, every nut and bolt taken off, vapor rusted, chrome polished, and basically buffed out, and this is the almost final result. I'm about 95% done with it. On the right there you see the shooter rod in that. That's been taken apart and cleaned, and some new stuff put on as well, like a barrel spring and new rubber tip. Very happy with the way the coin door turned out between all the parts that I had. You know, I bought a new coin door as well, and I took from here, took from there, and bingo bango, I got a coin door together. Let's go over here. You can see the coin door that I used for parts. This was actually the original coin door off of the game. It's not in bad shape in that. It's just I wanted to modernize it a bit with more universal parts. Yeah, it's a lot better with the, if I zoom in over here, well, I don't think you can see it, but you can see there's a hinge there. The hinge system worked out much better, and I can see why they went to that. It's a lot easier for the operators to service it because you just have these 3 screws right over here, 1, 2, 3. This was just a better system when they upgraded to that, and you see that the coin door itself backing up a little bit came out great. I mean, all those parts, it's pretty well complete. What I do have to do is right over here where the coil is run some wires on that. Because what I had to do was pull the old wiring harness off the other door. This was the 1968 ding dong door I got off eBay, and so basically it didn't have a wiring harness that was in good condition. Someone had cut it, so the Jones plug was gone in that, so I had to transfer over the wiring from the other door. So a little bit of work here, but as you can see it looks great. Okay, now we're inside the cabinet, and you can see how the coin door looks from the inside. With the playfield out, it's a lot easier for me to get the camera around. I have been working on the metal, taking stuff out, like the receiver bar here, and that's been all vapor rusted, polished up and that. You can see how nice that all came out. Got the tilt ball and a mechanism over there, new tilt ball. That's all been dipped and chrome polished as well. Same with the tilt bob, all taken apart, cleaned. Those leg bolt plates there, they were taken out, shined up as well. Now as far as the inside here, I haven't done anything here. The motor board has not been taken out. I have not vacuumed out the bottom of the machine, and as you can tell, it's definitely out for service. And let's see what else we got here. Well, I rebuilt the knocker here, so that looks nice and shiny, good to go. Didn't need too much. I think I put a new coil sleeve in there and a new rubber grommet on the bottom. What else? Well, we still got the 5-inch bell here. I still have to go through that and tear that apart and clean it. It's in pretty good shape as it is. I don't think it'll need any new parts as far as that. So let's go on to the next step here. Follow me. Okay, we're kind of on the outside of the cabinet now. You can see the front pinball legs. Those are rusty and yucky. Look how pretty they are now. Those are the original legs. Vapor rust, mother's chrome polish, bing bang boom, polished out. They look beautiful. So Very happy with how that turned out. Let's see. Side of the cabinet here. I did regrain and polish the rails right there. Came out really great. Can't complain on that. The cabinet, I did some touch-ups on the blue and the red. Like how they came out. Looking pretty clean. Did some touch-ups on the head collar there on the black. Looking good. As we come around here, you can see nothing really done there. Let's go to the other side here. There you go. That railing's looking really nice. Side of the cabinet, once again touched up. Looking good. Legs on the back looking good. Got new leg bolts as well. And so let's just go take a check on this. I didn't show you the shooter rod, but there's that on the inside. So backing up a little bit there. Oh, and here's the rod that holds up the playfield. That was all taken apart and polished out and that. Looking pretty good to me. Onward. Okay, here's the playfield. I just have it taken out and leaning up against the wall. No big deal. I haven't really checked into that further, with the exception of making sure the wires weren't chewed by the squirrels, so that's okay. The floor over here, we have the lockdown bar with the new beer seal in it. All polished up. This thing's ready to go. It was put in the Vaporust. All rust gone. Look how nice that is. That's going to look really good. I figured I'd show you the back of the pinball back glass because you didn't get to see that in the last video. And like I was saying, it's in really great shape, no flaking. You can kind of see here where someone put some tape on to try to help that crack. And I have to tell you, the glass is solid even with the crack because of those strips on top here. They're not just the plastic ones, they're metal. And the way they're stuck on there, you really got to try to pull them off. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and leave them on because it's securing the glass together. It's as solid as if it wasn't broken. I'm happy about that. And I will just clean those bars in place, including the lift channel. And everything should stay there, like I said. And then down the road, when I replace the glass, I will go ahead and obviously take those pieces off, and then I won't care if the original glass falls apart by then. So that's it in a nutshell there. Just kind of showing you now what I have strewn across the arcade here. I like to call it chaos before conformity. Just my tools, parts, everywhere. Of course, we have the beautiful Matahari there, and more tools, more stuff. That's a box of new parts from Pinball Resource, so that'll help me get this baby together. You kind of see the other parts over here on the ground. And there's my big tub of Vaporust, which everything has been going into, including stuff as long as the pinball legs. Okay, last but not least, we got the back of the head here. I'll show you the head in general and the front part. Of course, I'll have to turn that around for you because of all this stuff on it, and I'll have to move it. As far as progress, these relays here have been taken apart, cleaned. All the wiring from the squirrels chewed up, and I replaced those with some extensions as close as I could with the wires, the coloring, and also some zip ties to get it all back together. So that should be ready to go. Here we have a rebuilt ball count unit. Same thing I did with the wires there. You can see the splices, and ended up soldering them together and doing heat shrink tape. Came out great. This thing is nice and shiny. Let me move around here. Look how nice and shiny that is from there. That was all taken apart, Vaporusted. Got a new coil in the back there. Didn't have to replace any of the springs. They were fine. They look new, but once again, evaporust. So if you want to know how it looked before I tore it all apart and rebuilt it, we'll go over here to the match unit, and you can see it over here. Definitely not as shiny, kind of just blasé dull. Going on the squirrel wheels, you can see on the wiring here, I did repair these on the one squirrel wheel. I have not taken it out to clean it yet, but if you want a comparison, squirrel wheels, that's what my wife and I call them, especially now. It definitely is part of that deal. You can see the wiring's still torn up as ever. I haven't done anything with this yet. The challenging part will be on this, on the match unit. You can see there isn't one wire on probably about 10 of these. They were chewed down to the nub here. So it's not like I can use, you know, a piece of wire that was chewed off like I did on the ball count unit and match the wires. On this, I'm going to have to go through the schematic and match this up, because it's a little bit more of a challenge there, and that'll probably be the last thing I get to. But it's coming along. I'm kind of jumping around here. Usually I work with a head first and I finish that and go, but because I have the evaporust out, and because evaporust can evaporate, I want to do the metal pieces as soon as I can and get them in there and out. Currently, as you can see down here, I do not have a replay unit. That's because it is in the evaporust, and I'll show you that in a minute. Come down here, here's something that isn't stock. That's what I told you about, that I was going to add a 1-point bell in the back. You kind of see how I did it. I got a piece of flex that the wires go through there that is used on coin doors to keep stuff from getting caught up as far as the wiring in the door and stuff. Worked out great, an extra piece. But that is a Gottlieb chime unit. That's what came with the machine. That would have been the bell that ran the 10 and 100 points. So I'm going to use that 5-inch bell for the 10 and 100 points now. This one I rebuilt. It's got a new grommet, new coil. The coil does say Gottlieb on it. That's fine. This machine works on 24 volts, not 50 volts like a lot of Williams machines. I know. I don't know how many pinball machines William did in 50 volts, but I know they did a lot of their gun games in that, because I've worked on the gun games. I've owned a couple, as you can tell from my videos in the past, and put a new grommet on there. There's actually a new chime plunger too, so a lot of new parts on that bell. It was pretty messed up. Of course, polished out everything. Looks great. You can see, very basic. If you want to hook up a 1-point bell, you just hook it direct to the 1-point relay, and bam, you're in business. Let's go to the evaporust and see how things are looking for the credit unit. Oh, look at that. That's looking great. Look how nice and shiny. You see some gunk on there, but you go and you rinse that all off, and then I'll do soap and water too. All that blackish, yellowish stuff that came off. That is going to look really great even before the chrome polish goes on it. So you can see the miracle of evaporust right there. Highly recommend it. Gears over there. There's some bolts and other parts with this too. So looking good. Happy. I'll be pulling that out today and working on that to start to rebuild it. Anyway, just hold on a second here. I'll go ahead and turn this head around so you can see what I did to the front of it. And here we go. Alright, there's the front of the head. It's nice and white there. I cleaned it down with some mean green, so the surface is really nice. Got a lot of that soot off that the light bulbs cause and the dirt. Got some new flasher bulbs, some 455s in there. New number 47 incandescents as well. As you can see, the squirrel wheels are still dirty. Haven't got to that yet. Really soon. I'll be touching up the black here. I haven't gotten around to that yet. It just needs a little bit, but it doesn't need a complete repaint, so that's okay. It's in pretty good shape. As far as cleaning the sockets, I'll give you a little tip of the day. I use this guy right here. This is a light socket cleaning tool. It's just basically you just get in there once you pull the light bulb and go back and forth like that. And it's like a little mini sandpaper, and it'll get off some of that corrosion in that. And then I followed up with a toothpick and 90 plus rubbing alcohol. And that pretty much cleans it out well. And if you're still having problems with that light socket after that, you're probably going to have to replace it. Especially if it's on the back of the head. Most of those sockets you have to just replace. There's no way to kind of bypass them jumping a wire on the little nipple on the back or that, like you can do on some of the other sockets. But that's what I do. So like I said, if it doesn't work after I do that kind of cleaning to it, I'm going to replace the socket myself. And let's see what else we got here. I'm going to show you the sides of the cabinet because I did touch up on that. Not bad. Got a spot here that shows up. That was actually the worst of it on the whole machine as far as someone dinging it up. So in order to get that really nice, I could have just filled it a little bit and got some primer in there first, but I just wanted to get it done. It's a side of the machine it's not going to really show in the arcade anyway. This side came out really nicely. So like I said, I just touched up the blue and the red. I did not hit it with the white. The top of the machine, it's fairly clean as well. On the head here, a lot of stuff on there. You can see my replay reel there. That's been cleaned and came out really nice as well too. All the numbers there. So got everything all cleaned up on that credit unit. So looking forward to getting that back together today. Alright, that pretty much wraps it up for part one, folks, and I hope this motivates you in some way to maybe start getting into that pinball machine you wanted to restore. I know sometimes it's hard to get the motivation going, but you know, when you see other people's videos and how these machines can turn out after, 40 to 50 years worth of abuse, it's a beautiful thing, and it definitely helps you get going on your own projects. So hopefully this video inspires you. If it did and you have any questions about what I'm doing, you can always just leave them in the comments below. And as always, I thank you for watching, and I'm wishing you a great pinball day. So go play some old time pinball and have some fun. See you guys.